platinum level service and stock recommendations. It's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The feds have raised interest rates again. And AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grandy has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grandy talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
We just had a 4.6% GDP print. So I'm hearing you say you're a little bit concerned, but the macro government data shows that it's the greatest economy in the history of the world.
Greatest economy in the history of the world. Isn't that amazing? Greatest economy. The history of the world. Even though we have corporate delinquencies more than doubled from October 2022 to 2023. More than doubled. Auto delinquencies just broke its historic 27-year record high. That's right. That's how many auto delinquencies are out there. Broke a 27-year record. Credit card delinquencies, a record 24%. Record 24% in the last 11 months. That's how many delinquencies, 24%. That's what it increased in 11 months, another record. Commercial delinquencies surged 13 billion to a 62-year high. Home foreclosures, nobody wants to talk about those, up 34%. 34% from 12 months ago. Personal bankruptcies increased 68%. Small business bankruptcies up 111%. Commercial bankruptcies up 80%. You got to be kidding me. 40% of Americans say they're worse off now than a year ago. They're using more disposable income going to necessities than ever before. Record number of retirees going back to work. Now, as of October 1st, we have 20 million behind on utility bills, 5 million behind on rent, 3.5 million behind on mortgage payments, 8.7 million behind on student loans, and 5.2 million behind on auto loans. Poverty has increased under Biden from 7.8% to 12.4%. And inflation is not 3.9%. We all know what inflation is. If you want to believe the government, the BLS, you're out of your mind. What are you, nuts? It's not 3.9%. How about 12%? When it's really about probably 15%. But use 12. Be conservative. Wages can't keep up with Bidenomics. Impossible. Real wages have declined. Real wages have declined. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I mean, I get so sick of hearing these people lie. I mean, it's just one big lie. Wages is the real problem. They've declined 7.2% in 24 of the past 32 months. Overtime, that's the one you got to look at, has tanked from 4.5 hours to 3.2, because that's the one you look at. That's the one you look at, find out if we got new jobs, how healthy the economy is. And when your overtime tanks, that means you have no more new jobs coming up the line. So prices have increased 19% for what we need, stuff we need to buy, the actual things we need, for going to the grocery store and so forth, up 19%. Why wages are down 5%. So Yellen, you remember Yellen? What did Yellen come out and say? She's one of the biggest liars. Listen to what remember she said this?
We've had several months of high inflation that most economists, including me, believe will be transitory.
Remember that lie? Lie. That's a lie. Now she's saying, get this, now she's saying higher yields and interest rates identify improving economy. The economy is getting better, she says, because we have higher yields. In other words, higher interest rates. She says it's improving the economy. And we're having a soft landing. Let me tell you something. She wouldn't know a soft landing from a pickle sandwich. She wouldn't know what a soft landing is. She doesn't know the difference between a soft landing and a hard landing. You got to be kidding me. She doesn't know. Look at the headwinds. Yellen said higher yields identify an improving economy. What is she, nuts? Because higher yields, that means higher interest rates, are linked to corporate delinquencies. Corporate delinquencies. They've more than doubled from October to October. Auto delinquencies, credit cards, commercial delinquencies, home foreclosures. Oh, big time. And she's trying to convince us that higher interest rates are good, telling us that the economy is good. So what is a soft landing? What is a hard landing? Anyways, well, a soft landing occurs when mortgage rates decline and housing activity increases as the economy experiences a gradual and controlled slowdown without an increase in unemployment or a decline in consumer spending, avoiding a slowdown in GDP growth, and avoiding tightening, bank tightening, and increased lending standards. We're nowhere near any of that. That's a soft landing. We're not even close to that. It's just the opposite of everything I just said. Now, a hard landing occurs when there's a tightening of bank lending standards. And there is. Banks are tightening credit. You can't go get a loan. Unbelievable. We have a contraction of economic growth. We have a slowdown in housing demand. We have a slowdown in employment and overall economic GDP. That's a hard landing. What I'm telling you right now is a hard landing. That's what we have. We still have high food and high gasoline prices. And they're going to continue to spike because they're not going to stop spending more money than they take in. As long as they continue to keep spending and spending and spending, we're going to continue to have inflation. Look, overall, the Fed, their actions have been too tame, too restrictive. Are you kidding me? And by the way, for a hard landing, it includes a relief rally. What do we just have? A relief rally. See, what I just described is a hard landing, not a soft landing, but they don't tell you that. They aren't going to tell you the truth. Are you kidding me? So what do you call it? When our national debt grows faster than tax revenues, when 30% of the tax revenues that the Treasury collects goes to pay just our interest on our national debt. Are you kidding? We're at a point where we take 30% of the tax revenue. When the Treasury collects taxes from us, 30% just goes to the interest. Are you nuts? That's insane. That's a hard landing, brother. That's a hard landing. Give me a break. Congress. When at the same time, Congress, they won't, excuse me, do what's responsible. They won't make major cuts into the bloated entitlements. We got to cut the entitlements. And we got to cut the money that's going to the military complex. Between the bloated military complex and the bloated entitlements, if they would just do what's right, we'd be okay. But they don't care. Real inflation, as I said, is 12%. If you want to believe inflation's 3.5 or 3.7%, you got to be nuts. Are you kidding? 3.7%? Nobody believes that because it's a lie. I mean, this is unbelievable. We'll talk more about the market and stocks when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there with the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor Program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done?
Put your money to work. Make your investments pay. Listen to Phil Grandy. Now, here's Phil.
Overall, I think that the economy is in a strong shape. Overall,
Yeah, strong shape. Economy's in strong shape. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. These people are just unbelievable. I'm so glad. Remember I told you, I said there's going to be a short covering rally. And we had that short covering rally. And I said, then that'll be the end of it. I mean, that was a pretty easy call. It was a short covering rally. Only doing this for 52 years. Look, the market right now, I want you to watch oil. Because oil right now, if oil breaks, USO is the symbol. If you keep watching USO, just watch that symbol, USO. That's the one you got to watch. Just like watch KRE for the banks and watch XLF for the banks. Keep an eye on those. If XLF breaks back down through the 200-day, which it did today, breaks back down through the 50, that's called a breakout point failure. That means the banks are on their way back down. Remember, the banks led this rally. I told you that was going to happen because it's short covering. It's just short covering. This whole rally, remember I showed my gang, we had what we call a flag pattern. It was so simple, so easy. They should teach this in school. Flag pattern. And it's telling you that you're going to get another rally. It's never wrong. So we got that one last rally. And why they're trying to tell us how the economy's really good and things are doing great, it's just not true. I mean, we have such delinquencies in our commercial real estate. That's why you got to learn how to sell short. And for those people who always say, I'm too busy to be in the market. No, you're not. Join our gang for 10 days free. And why don't you just follow us and learn how to do the spiders? Just the spiders, nothing but the spiders. We have thousands of gang members that do nothing but the spiders. They stay in them all year. These are people just like you that are busy. They don't have time to learn, and they don't want to learn. They don't want to learn. They had enough schooling. They don't want to learn. It's a beautiful thing. All we do, our team, every day, during the day, send out alerts, tell you when to buy it, when to add to it, when not to add to it. I mean, we virtually almost come over to your house and trade it for you. Now, all I ask you help out St. Jude when you're making money, okay? Help out St. Jude when you're making money. And that's a great thing, the spiders, if that's all you do. And then get your kids doing it. Get your kids doing it. Get them used to it once they're in high school. Get them doing it. And that they should have that for the rest of their life. Not 401ks. 401ks are garbage. 401ks are garbage. All 401k is a tax code. Remember, 401k is a tax code. That's all it is. And they stuck inside the tax code this garbage, these garbage mutual funds. That's all 401ks, nothing but garbage. They're rotten to the core. They're the only product that no one knows the actual value of. They don't know the cost of it. Think about that. 401k, you don't know the cost of it. You don't know the expenses. You don't know the hidden fees. You pay 7 times more the cost when you're in a 401k than if you just bought the spiders. And you can't short the 401k, you can short the spiders. When they took the pension plan away from everybody, when they took the defined guaranteed plan away, they screwed this whole nation. They screwed the workers in this nation. They screwed our nation. Because when you tell somebody, you know what, I'm going to make sure you have a great retirement. I'm going to make sure when you retire, you're going to have enough money. I'm guaranteeing you, when you stop working, you're going to have a wonderful retirement. But wait a minute, but before you retire, you got to give me your word you're going to make the best product for me. What a deal that was. Think what a deal that was. That was a win-win for everybody. What a win-win for everybody. That's gone. That's gone. So, again, Congress is the problem here. But we have great opportunities to make money in shorting. You got a whole other side. You got a whole other world when you short. And if you don't have time to learn, all right, then just use the spiders to short. That's all. So, what do you call it when our national debt is growing faster than our tax revenues? When 30% of our tax revenue, when Treasury collects it, has to pay national debt. But at the same time, Congress won't do what is responsible. They won't make major cuts and entitlements in the military complex. So what do you call it when our economy, our government, our corporations, our consumers, all are dependent on debt? And the banks then tighten. They tighten lending. They don't lend to you. What do you call that? You call that a soft landing? No. If anyone believes it, means you're soft in the head. These people that stand there and lie and say the economy is strong?
Overall, I think that the economy is...
What the hell's he talking about? Our government, our economy, our consumers, our corporations, they're dependent. We're on debt. We are a debt-based economy. That's how we survive, debt. And when you start destroying the dollar, you're screwed. But when they stop lending and they tightening, it's over. Unbelievable. So they're telling us, oh, don't worry about it. Rising yields, i.e. rising rates, this is good for you. This is good, she's telling us. The same one who lied about inflation being transitory. Rising debt and deficits. How could rising debt and deficits be good for us? Because, remember, rising debt and deficits impact the bond market. So when your debt's going up, our deficits are going up, our dollar's going down, and our economy, our government, our corporations is depending on debt. The banks shut everybody off. And they're telling we're the strongest economy in the world? What are you, nuts? Rising debt and deficits. You know how bad that is? When you have debt and deficits going up, you kill the bond market. You kill the bond market. And that's followed by what? Large layoffs. We're already having layoffs in tech, layoffs in manufacturing. The financial sector is getting laid off. The building sector is getting laid off. So what do you call that, Yellen? A soft landing? The only thing that's soft is what's between your ears. Your head. That's what's soft. You don't.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grandy, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Overall, I think that the economy is in a strong shape.
But I think that the economy is losing momentum.
The reality is the consumer is actually quite healthy. The consumer is not maxed out. They're actually reducing their overall credit and managing credit pretty well.
We've also looked at credit card defaults on the rise, the highest level we've seen since the great financial crisis.
They all lie among each other. They're confusing each other. Look, all you got to know is this. A hard landing occurs when there is tightening of bank lending. It's over when the banks understand. The banks are insolvent. The only reason the 5 big banks are still alive is because they're controlled by the government. And they'll make sure they print enough money and give enough money so when you go ask for your money, you'll have money at the window and they'll give it to you. But when you're one of the 180 little regional banks, they set up $2 trillion for them. That's over in March. They're going down. They're going to go down just like the 3 small banks that went down in March. But the hard landing occurs when there's tightening of banks, the lending. And then you get a contraction of economic growth. That's what we have now. You don't believe a word they're saying about 4.9%. That's a bunch of BS. When you have a slowdown in housing demand, we are a housing nation. That's all we do is flip houses. That's all we do. And flip one credit card for another credit card. That's our nation. We still have high food and gasoline prices. That's a hard landing. We have a continued spike in inflation. Watch your 10-year treasury. We think the 10-year treasury is all of a sudden going to go down to 1.5%. Remember, that rally we had from 2008 to January 2022, it only went up because the 10-year treasury was at 1.5%. And they could do that because the Fed rate was at 0. That's gone. It's over. And I always tell you, we already crashed. The market is crashing. We started to crash on January 2022, and right now we're in our 4th failure. We are in a crash, just like we are in a recession. They lie and say we're not in a recession. Of course we're in a recession. They're not going to tell you the truth. That's why it's so important to follow the money. And if you don't have time to work with us, then why don't you just work with us with the spiders? With the spiders. Nobody can look me in the face and say, Phil, I don't have time to work with the spider. What are you, nuts? What do you mean you don't have time? My God, don't have time. We do all the work. Once you learn how to sell short and you're following the money, what a difference it makes. What a feeling you get because you're in control. For the first time, you're in control when you short. You're not in control right now, especially your 401k. So let's think about it. So she's saying that we're in the middle of a soft landing. So what do you call it when we have higher yields and higher rates? Corporate delinquencies, auto delinquencies, credit card delinquencies, commercial delinquencies. What do you call it when our national debt is growing faster than our tax revenues? When 30% of the tax revenues that they collect have to go just to the national debt interest. What do you call it when Congress, those gangsters in Congress, what do you call it when they won't do what's responsible and make major cuts to entitlements and the bloated military complex? They won't cut any of that because they have to get their money, their cut. But you know what? We don't care. We don't have to care about that. Because it doesn't matter to us about the debt and deficits. It doesn't matter to us about the productivity being down or manufacturing being down or container ships. I love they said we got the strongest economy ever in history. Strongest economy ever in history. Did you hear them say that? When container ships, what's the first thing you look at? You want to know how strong the economy is. Container ships. What's the next thing you look at? Pallets. Container ships, contracts that dropped 70%. You can go get a container right now for $1,800. You had to pay $8,000. Container ships tell you everything. That's the stuff that goes back and forth from China. We're dead. But see, no one wants to tell you the truth. Now, if they told you the truth, then we'd get everybody shorting. If we get everybody short, everybody making money. But they don't want you to do that. They don't want you making money. They want to make the money, not you. This is unbelievable. So everything's good, they're telling us. Everything's good. How can everything be good when we have reduced business investment? Reduced manufacturing? Our retail sales are terrible? We got a lot of headwinds. But I don't want to hear again how great the economy is doing. Everything's just fine. Look, all I can tell you is we are already in a recession. Remember, they denied it. I think it was back in, it was the first or second quarter of 2022. We had 2 back-to-back negative quarters. That's a recession. Look it up. It's a recession. But the White House come out and say, oh, no, it's not. We're changing it. We're going to change it. It's not. We don't like it. That's like when I get stuck behind somebody in Florida. Florida's the worst drivers. We have all these people come from all over the country here to Florida, and I think when they come to Florida to get into Florida, the state, they have to sign an agreement that they'll only come in if they're the worst driver in the state they're coming from. You sit there behind somebody at a red light, right? You sit behind somebody, and all of a sudden it's green. The car's not moving. Green. Car doesn't move. What the hell's going on? Then it's red. Then it's yellow. Then green. We still don't move. What the hell kind of color you want? It's unbelievable. It's the same thing with these people on Wall Street. What do they want? To admit that we're in deep doo-doo. We don't worry about recession. We are in a stagflation. Remember what stagflation is? Slow economic growth. Do we have that? Of course we do. When Trump was in office, our economic growth was 6.5%. Now our economic growth is what, 2.5, some fake number. And then, not only do we have slow economic growth, we have rising prices. That's right. And we have rising unemployment. Look at the unemployment. Look at the people that get laid off in Las Vegas. Look at the people get laid off in all the tech companies. Look at the people get laid off with housing, construction. And it all happens at the same time. See, when you have slow economic growth, rising prices, and unemployment all happen together, that's stagflation. That's what we're in, but they're not going to tell you that. Look at the housing market. The housing market is the worst thing ever now. It's the lowest demand since 1995. And remember, we did a great job buying the housing stocks. We went long on the housing stocks, and then we turned around and shorted them. You should have been with us to short them. We shorted housing, and we shorted the ETF. It was XHB, if I'm right. Yeah, XHB. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we started to short that on September 1 or September 2. It was around $84. And then we turned around and we got out somewhere, I think it was around $70. $70. So that's a 16% return. So I don't know if every member made 16%. Just say they made 10%, 8%. What's wrong with that? But here's the key. Now these stocks rally, right? Everybody thinks, oh boy, all these stocks are rallying. No, they're not. No, they're not. If you take XHB, draw a line from their high of August 1, 2023 at 85, draw a line straight across, then draw a line at the low at 69, then split it in half, draw another line. That's the 50%. It's easy to go from the bottom up halfway because you got everybody who's shorted buying their own shares back, but they're done. Now all the people start getting in at the wrong time. Now they're starting to buy. They think, oh, the stock market went, no, it didn't go up. That's the same people who sold short are buying. Don't buy now. The 50% rule will kill you. We'll show you how to do it. Join our gang. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Click where it says get started. We'll help you.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hey folks, Phil Grandy from Phil's Gang Radio Show. Are you going to let Wall Street control your financial freedom? Are you nuts? Learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know, especially how to profit in a stock market crash. I'm offering a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. No nonsense, just actionable insights. Don't miss out. Sign up to be a Phil's Gang member and secure your financial freedom. Visit www.philsgang.com today.
That's philsgang.com. Philsgang.com. To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor Program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
They say can't be done.
Put your money to work. Make your investments pay. Listen to Phil Grandy. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Look, when you join the gang, you get it free for 10 days. At the end of 10 days, you can make a decision. Do you have time to do it or not? If you decide you don't have the time, that's fine. You just sign up for participate, I should say, in our Spider program. That's all. Pretty simple. And every day, during the day, we send you alerts. We're your coach. We're right with you every day. What to do. How to short. When to buy. It'll work. It'll work for you. It's something you can teach your kids, too. If your kids started early and just investing in the spiders, oh my God, and stayed away from 401ks, they'll retire young and have plenty of money, but not with 401ks. Now let's talk about housing for a moment. So Yellen's saying the economy's great, everything's great, right? Strongest economy in the world. Really? So let's take housing. Everyone thought when their house went from, in 2020, from $350,000 to $550,000, they got rich. And they refinanced it at 2.5%, 3.5%. But now there's a problem. Now you got to refinance it near 7%. I mean 8%, 7.5%, 8%. Well, that's a problem because if your house went for $350 up to $500, and you were paying 3.5%, let's use that, you're paying $1,200 a month. To sell your home, you got a problem because the guy coming in, he's going to have to pay 7 to 8%. You're going to be paying pretty close to $3,000 a month, $2,900 a month. That's 125% increase over the payment you're paying. So he's going to ask you to discount the value of your home. That's right. By about 43%. See, everybody's home is overbought by 43%. Now, you're okay if you got a 2.3%, 3.5% rate and you're going to stay there forever. You're fine. You're going to be just fine. But to try to sell your house, you're going to be jammed up because somebody's going to come in and say, wait a minute, why am I going to pay you? You got lucky in 24 months. Your house went from $350 to $500. But you didn't really get lucky. You got screwed. Everybody got screwed. So 7 to 8%. Let me see. If I got to pay 7, I'm going to discount your house by 45%. And then you got another big problem. We got 1.7 million brand new builder homes coming on. They're going to load that inventory on because these are homes they started during the pandemic. Now they're finishing up. They're going to load it on. Now when you go try to sell your house, you got a real big problem because now you're going to be competing. If you, let's say you got a 3,500 square foot house, and now it's a brand new 3,500 square foot house, and that builder can undercut you by $150,000. You're never going to sell your house. So these geniuses who put this whole plan together, they were going to go to zero rates, and everybody's going to make money. Their house was going to appreciate during the pandemic. They didn't do it for you. It was a scam. They knew that. You don't think anybody sat down at the big table in the White House or wherever in Wall Street and said, boy, these people are going to get screwed. They think they got a good deal. Their house is going up and their prices are, their rates are low. Well, they don't have that equity in the house they thought they had. No, you don't. You're going to discount your house by 45%. So my point is, I get so sick of hearing how we have such a great economy, everything's wonderful, and we're in good shape.
Overall, I think that the economy is in a strong shape.
Yeah, strong shape. I mean, think about that, strong shape. 40-year high inflation. Fastest bank tightening we ever seen. Never saw bank tightening like this for not giving out loans. Corporate debt, historic, 13 trillion. Household debt, historic, 17 trillion. The government, negative net worth, 20 trillion. Negative. And from the time you go to bed, the time you hit your feet in the morning, hit the ground, we owe another 1.5 billion. That means each one of us, we owe about 250 grand to our great government. Earnings, S&P earnings, they've been declining. They're trying to, earnings are great. No, all you hear from them about earnings is they beat their expectations. Earnings are terrible. They're not going to tell you that, but all they tell you, how they beat expectations. So look, the one thing you got to learn in these rallies, like this rally, I told you we're going to have this rally, and I told you the 50% rule. Example, take Apple. Now, Apple, if you take the price, the top in July 28th, when it hit the top, around 196, and then it fell back. Now, take the bottom, the low of 165. You split the two, that's called 50%. That's about halfway, is about, what is it, 181. We're at 178 right now. See, when you get that 181, it's over. To try to get from 181 back up to 196 is almost impossible. You have too much overhang. You have too many sellers up there. See, it was easy to get from 186, or from 165 up to where it is now, 178. Can't even get to the 50% rule. That's easy. And we saw that coming. But now to try to get from 178 back up to its high, and all these stocks, the same problem. You're not going to do it. So people are jumping and buying these stocks who didn't catch them. If you didn't catch Apple around 186 and you jumped into Apple around 177, you're dead. You're dead. All these stocks. Microsoft. Now, Microsoft has turned green. But I would not buy Microsoft right now. We bought Microsoft when it was on its low. We bought Microsoft at 320, around 329. And today it's around 355. We took profits on Friday. I would not dare buy Microsoft or add to it until it gets back above around 363. We're at 356. But here's the problem with Microsoft and all these tech stocks. They're not going to last. None of these stocks are going to. This rally's not going to last. Why would this rally hold? Because what caused the January 2022, from 2008 up to January 2022, that it failed, went to that October low? We still had the same problem. In other words, when that market crashed from 2022 down to the October 2022, that crash about 30%, we have the same problems today. We have the same consequences. Inverted yield curves, rising national debt and payments, rising yields. We have massive government spending, massive debt and deficits, which caused massive inflation. We have the fastest bank tightening on record. We have reduced wages, reduced savings, worst earning in 25 years. We got reduced consumer confidence, reduced business investment, reduced economic growth. I can go on and on. Reduced construction, reduced industrial production, reduced new orders, reduced savings, reduced retail, reduced everything. But what do they tell you? Hey,
we just had a 4.6% GDP print.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing you say you're a little bit concerned, but the macro government data shows that it's the greatest economy in the history of the world.
The macro data. What the hell's macro data? Macro data. See, if he figures I don't know what he's talking about, he must be right, huh? They pull that trick all the time. Macro data. Oh, boy, he must be right with macro data. Jeez, you got to be kidding me. All I know right now, if you go and you take a look at the S&P, if you look at the S&P right now, and it's at 435. It's barely hitting the 50% rule. Take the high again. You do this in any stock. It's easy. We'll show you. In 10 days, it's free. We'll show you. Just take the high of the spiders. The spiders was at 459. The low was at 410. Split that in half. That's around 436, I think, right, Willie? So 436. So we're at 435. How you going to get from 436 up to its all-time high of 459? You're not. Why? Because the same problem that made this market crash from January 2022 down to that infamous October 13th is with us today. And what is the big thing that caused that crash from 2022 down to October 2022? 4%. We went from 1.5% on a 10-year treasury to 4%. Where are we today? We're still over 4%. No rally is going to hold. So get ready to short. Get ready to short. So join our gang. Go to philsgang.com. Click where it says get started, and we'll work with you. And at the end of 10 days, you think it's too much for you, just stay with the spiders. That's all. And we're with you all day long. We alert you all day long what to do with the spiders. You're going to have a co-pilot. And please remember St. Jude. That's all. Please remember St. Jude. All right, we'll see you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.